This demonstration will look at create migration jobs from System Center Configuration Manager 2007 to System Center Configuration Manager 2012. We'll have a look at how we can migrate collections and associated objects, and also as well migrate objects by type. What I've done is I've come into my System Center Configuration Manager in System Center 2012. I've come down to Migration node under Administration Workspace, and now I'm going to come to Migration Jobs. What we'll now do is we'll just right click, and the first thing we'll do is create a migration job. So we need to start filling out our wizard. The first thing we need to do is we need to give this job a name. I'm going to call this Collections and Associated Objects. Under my description, I'm going to have Migrate Collections and Associated Objects. We're happy with the job type. We'll click on the drop down. We've got Collection Migration, Object Migration, or Objects Modified After Migration. So we're going to go for our Collection Migration and select Next. And what I want to migrate here is my datum servers. And I'll ensure that I have migrate objects that are associated with the specified collections as well, and then we'll select Next. Just on my select objects at this point here, under my software distribution deployments, I'm not going to take across the knowledge base article. And if we come to the software distribution packages, I won't take across the advanced client hotfix either. And then if we just look at the virtual application packages, yep, we will take that across and select Next. On my content ownership, what I'm going to do here is just on my source site, I'm happy with the source site, but on the destination site, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to specify the destination to be my S01 datum site. And then we'll select Next. In the case of the security scope, I'll just select default. And then what we'll do at this point here is we'll just select Next. On my collection limiting tab here, I'm not going to put anything in place here, so we'll select Next. Then I have my site code replacement. So in the case of my site code replacement, not going to replace anything, so we'll select Next. We'll just quickly review all of this information. And we'll select Next. Just on my settings page, I'm happy to run the migration job now. Specify the conflict resolution action, so do not migrate updated objects. I'm happy with that at the time being. Specifying additional settings for the objects in the migration, so we will transfer the organizational folder structure across, but we won't enable programs for deployment in the destination hierarchy after an advertisement is migrated from the source. So at this point here, all we'll do is we'll just select Next. Read through the summary. We're happy with the summary, so at this point here we'll select Next. This is going to progress through. Everything's progressed through nicely. So at this point here, we can now select Close. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create another migration job. So we'll right click again, create migration job. And this one, what we're going to do here is we're going to migrate objects by type. I'm going to call this migrate objects by type. Description will just be migration of specific objects. I'll come down to my job type. I'll click on the drop down. And what we're going to go for here is we're just going to go for object migration. We'll then select Next. We need to select the objects that we want to take across. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do boundaries. But as you can see, it's picking up practically everything. We're also going to select as well configuration baselines. And that's going to include Windows version is and Windows Firewall as well. So we'll select Continue. We also want as well our Asset Intelligence Catalog. And at this point we'll select Next. Content ownership at this point. There's nothing to show on this page, so we'll select Next. In the case of our security scope, we'll go for the default security scope again and select Next. We'll review everything and select Next. What we'll do, as before, we'll run migration job now, select Next. Read through the summary, select Next, and select Close. And that's the end of this demonstration of migrating collections and migrating objects by type. Thank you.